thing that I've seen, they have him higher rated than both of the Bosa brothers who went to Ohio State, and they both won Defensive Rookie of the Year. Both were top 5 picks. And if he's rated higher than them, whoa, Washington is about to get a hell of a football player. Now, you pair him. Now, they took Montez Sweat in the first round last year. Skip, I don't know if you noticed this, but against the Cowboys last year in Week 17, he had 2 sacks. Now they're going to pump. They got 2 first-round picks at D tackles, Jonathan Allen and Deron Payne, those Bama boys. And they got Landon Collins on the back end, another Bama boy. Oh, man, that thing looking good. I might have to break out the old Washington helmet or something. Put something on that. Yeah, I like this. I like it. Because he's going to be chasing Dak down and hammering his head for the next 10 years. So I like it. Come on, Washington.
So are you saying he's underrated?
I think he's rated, Skip. He's going to be the second pick. He's going to be the second pick in the draft. For me, Skip, no matter, even though I think overall he has the highest grade, I'm not taking him over a guy that produces points. At the end of the day, you give me a choice, the great defensive player or the great offensive player, and the player is the quarterback, I'm taking a quarterback because he produces points. He touches the ball more. I can neutralize you. How can you keep the ball out of my hand if I'm the quarterback? You can't, because I touch it on every single play.
Okay, quick point of order. In that final regular season game, Washington versus Dallas, Dak Prescott threw a parade on them. It wasn't like 44-14. It was a complete wipeout, and it will be a wipeout again twice next year, Chase Young or no Chase Young. Now, back to Jenny's question. I'm going to go overrated on Chase Young because of how high he is rated. Some of the draft experts have him as the #1 overall player on their board.
Yes.
That they're saying Chase Young is better than Joe Burrow, better than Tua, better than anybody else down the line. And I got to tell you, I didn't see that. Again, all I do is watch like crazy TV games. I don't watch coaches' tape, but too often, #2 for the Ohio State in scarlet and gray disappeared for me in big games. He didn't flash. He didn't leap off my screen enough. I see the ability. He's obviously an explosive athlete, but Shannon, did I see that phrase that we talked about earlier, what Michael Malone said that Jordan has or had that obviously LeBron didn't, killer mentality? Did I see Chase Young exhibit a consistent killer mentality, an ability to dominate games, to wreck opposing offenses? I didn't see that consistently. I go back to the Michigan game this year at Ohio State in Columbus. You know, he had 4 tackles and a half sack, and most of the game I didn't see him. And then against Wisconsin in the Big Ten championship game at Indy, he did have 6 tackles. That's pretty good, but he didn't have a sack. And then against Clemson in the national semifinal, man, it was at Phoenix in the Fiesta Bowl. I just couldn't find him. Where's #2? Where's Waldo? I just couldn't see him. He wound up with, on the stat sheet, 2 tackles and no sacks. Then I went back and looked at what he did in his bowl games the previous 2 years. Against USC in the Cotton Bowl, he had 1 tackle and 1 sack. Not terrible, he had a sack. Against Washington in the Rose Bowl, 2 tackles and a sack. It's not like he took the games over. I did not see Lawrence Taylor. I did not see Charles Haley. I'm sorry. I saw a terrific athlete who has quick twitch about him, but he tended to get engulfed by massive left tackles. He tended at the point of attack to get pushed around when he was trying to set the edge against the run. And again, that happens to a lot of kids. Their last year in college, as they go into pro football, they just need their man body. Maybe he doesn't quite have yet his man body. But Shannon, every time I turned on Clemson, that number 11, Isaiah Simmons, I would say,
Isaiah Simmons.
There he is, and there he is again, and there he is, and there he is, and there he's everywhere. He's playing safety, and he's playing linebacker, and he's playing slot corner, and he's blitzing, and he's sacking the quarterback. And I'm saying, my God.
Right.
And then I watched him run 4.39 at the combine at 6'4", 238. And I'm saying, are you sure Isaiah Simmons, he plays nasty, plays with an edge, are you sure he's not going to be a little more dominating in pro football than Chase Young? That's just me, Shannon. I don't know if you watched Isaiah Simmons much, but number 11, he would just jump off my screen everywhere. Go ahead.
This is what I like about him. I like the situation he's going into, a defensive-minded head coach. Obviously, Ron Rivera, Skip, and Jack Del Rio's the defensive coordinator. Another guy that went to almost 20 years ago, Julius Peppers. John Fox, Jack Del Rio was his defensive coordinator. Now, Skip, he's not as big. I don't believe he's as athletic because I don't know if people know this. Julius Peppers started for the North Carolina Tar Heels basketball team, one of the preeminent programs in all of college basketball. But the thing that I see with Chase Young, Skip, he needs to develop a secondary move. He beats you with his initial quickness, and if he doesn't get you there, they can get him. He's going to have to develop a secondary move. He's going to have to be able to bull people. Now, Skip, he can get on the edge, but Von Miller became much more effective because Von is a little bit more, I believe Von is quicker first step, and Von is what we call pliable. He's almost like Gumby. Von can dip, almost get parallel to the line of scrimmage, put his hand on the dirt, go up under the tackle, bounce up, and get the guy. But then Von developed like, hold on, they overkicking me because they're worried about me beating around the edge, and then he turns into the bull and goes straight over the top of him. I believe this young man has gotten into the lab. I believe he's working on a secondary move. So, Skip, I like this pick for them. Pairing with the other 3 first-round defensive linemen, they got something they can build on for the future. They should be able to get after the quarterback, and I believe Jack will turn them loose.
I don't see instinctive. I don't see Von Miller slithery like you talked about. I don't see Gumby. I just see raw athleticism, and I'm not sure that's enough to say he's a cinch sort of Hall of Fame type pick. And I'm not threatened that the Washington Redskins, the arch rival of the Cowboys, appear that they will have Chase Young. Thank you very much.
Skip, I'm sorry. Chase Young is worth all the hype. I've been around him a ton.